Nice sound check. Smack of the lips. Yeah, get all of it. Get it all out. Do you think that vaping is causing your cancer?
No, fuck you.
I think it might.
I can stop anytime I want.
We don't have enough evidence, or we don't have enough studies to know that vaping won't kill you at 40.
These fucking nuts. It tastes good.
You know what else tastes good? Just actual mangoes and strawberries. It'd probably be cheaper.
No.
No?
No.
Well,
you saw fruit prices the other day. They want $8 for a tub this big of watermelon.
Well, you don't actually swallow it, okay? Because you just want to. Because what you do is you just like breathe it, right? So you take a piece of mango.
You inhale it and you choke to death and die.
You smoke the mango. You can even taste it. You can lick it. It's better. Probably tastes better than vape.
Fruit is better than vape, but cannot afford fruit because vape.
I love that one of the vape flavors was Baja Blast.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Yeah.
Not as good as strawberry mango. Strawberry mango is definitely my top.
Yeah, but when you go to Taco Bell and then you get the Baja Blast and then you hit the Baja Blast vape, I mean, is there...
It was pretty good. It was like a fine steak and wine. But all this talking about it just makes me miss it. I haven't done this podcast without it in a while. I know it's how we should do podcasts. I should not be vaping in the middle of the podcast, but fuck.
You're addicted.
No shit. Yeah.
Like, but if you're addicted, you shouldn't do it.
Whatever.
Right?
You're addicted to drinking one beer a day, you fiend.
Yeah, you really lay into me. Ugh, I have one
Whatever.
beer.
You're addicted to brushing your teeth, freak. You should stop.
I have one beer, and you're like, ugh, don't kiss me today. It's like...
Because they stink. I don't like how they smell.
Yeah.
Or taste. Or anything about them.
Yeah.
No, I used to drink them with you, and I was still trying to impress you, but those days are over. Now you can't even drink them.
Yeah, those warm bush lights they did the trick when you were...
I was like literally like throwing up in my mouth drinking that bush light.
You were so like charming, and like you seemed so like charmed, just slamming warm. I'm pretty sure you shotgunned one. Remember?
Yeah.
Outside of Avant Garden, just...
Yeah, I was trying very hard.
But appreciate the sacrifice. Yeah.
You're welcome. Never again, though. Those days are over.
I mean, I don't want to drink warm beer either. I must have been happy to be hanging out with you as well to drink the warm.
Yeah, you were just like, I was like, yeah, we're at this show. And you're like, oh, well, I don't want to go in, but we could drink warm beer out here. And I'm like, oh, hell yeah.
No, we were on the patio.
Yeah.
During the show.
That's right.
And then
after
we went to my green room.
Your car. Your trunk.
Yeah.
And then we talked about how bad the show was.
Is that what we talked about? Oh yeah,
part of it. And that was also whenever you were like, you're talking about the podcast, and you were like, yeah, I mean, do you know how many people have asked to do podcasts with me? And I was like, 4. and you laughed pretty hard.
Because it was true.
Yeah.
And I was so, I'm sought after.
You're being all cocky and shit. I was like, 4.
I was trying to impress you.
Yeah.
We were both trying to impress each other. For what?
For nothing. Yeah.
Well, like, we all try to impress people.
Yeah.
Until we're like friends or, dating, and then you just let it all go. What if we kept the way we act to impress people for...
Be exhausted.
Yeah, but you'd be so cool.
My stomach would hurt.
You'd be so cool if you were drinking a beer with me right now. Quit vaping just because I said something. Yeah,
you just want to live in the 50s. That's all you want. You want me to fucking be a fucking housewife. I wouldn't have to work then.
Barely be hitting them. Barely been dashing them doors, man.
But still, man. I want to have a bank account. I don't want a bank account. This shit sucks.
Yeah, you wish it was the 50s too.
Yeah, I could take a punch. Oh, but I would have to have kids.
Mm.
What if I spay myself?
I think at least have a veterinarian do it.
Nah, man. I mean, I could read a diagram.
Yeah, you can follow a YouTube video.
It's the 50s. There's no YouTube videos.
Oh, okay, but I mean, you don't have to copy all the 50s stuff, just the cool stuff, like being able to hit your wife.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be cool if I was drinking a beer with you, but I wouldn't be me. I'd be cool.
Be miserable.
Yeah. Be fucking disgusting.
But in Wisconsin, that's all people do is just go out with their wife to the watering hole and drink until they get slammed and then drive home.
Yeah, I mean, I'll drink liquor if I have the right mixer with it, but
The right company.
yeah.
Anyone but me.
No.
Because then it feels like you're at least not home. With me, it's like you're home, and that you don't like drinking at home.
I don't. Yeah, not really. I think it's gotten worse. Like my reaction to alcohol, like it's gotten worse over time. As I get older, I feel sicker every time I drink.
Beer feels like a family, like maybe a sibling even. As an only child,
Jesus.
just one. The thing is, I love my relationship with alcohol.
I'm Antonio, and this is Modelo.
I mean, like you said, I drink a couple beers at most, but usually just like one or two.
Yeah.
And that's how you're supposed to do it. You're supposed to be able to just control moderation, right?
Yeah.
And I love this. Like I've had an eighth of a beer. Man, there's nothing else I want more than these 5 sips of beer. Why do you hate? Don't you love your vape?
Yeah, but my vape doesn't taste like shit.
But I think it is shit. You know, just as much.
Yeah,
as,
but at least it's fruit flavored shit. That's shit flavored shit.
But it tastes good to me. Why can't I like it?
How does it taste good? That's what I fail to understand. How does beer taste good?
It's an acquired taste.
That just means it's nasty and you got used to it. That's all a fucking acquired taste is.
It's so good.
Ugh. It's disgusting.
Oh, it's so good. It tastes like you did something. Actually, it tastes like an achievement. Like I feel like I just worked a whole day.
The only people that like to drink beer are the ones that had to drink beer as teenagers, and you got used to it at a young age because that's all you had was beer. I had liquor growing up, so I didn't have to go through that. I'd only get beer to drink as a teenager, so I never acquired the taste, which is just getting adapted to a shitty fucking drink.
I mean, I think it tastes better than liquor. I'd rather drink beer than like vodka or
I mean,
whiskey.
not straight liquor. That's gross. But like liquor mixed with soda or fruit juice is always better than fucking beer.
I mean, that's your opinion. You can't be one of those people that speaks about things like they're a fact just because you don't like it. Like,
all right.
It's just. I mean, I will
admit. Am I wrong though? Did you drink beer as a teenager?
My first beer, I think I was 3. My grandpa gave me.
Okay.
And
my parents cared about me. Just kidding.
Well, he was like, because I wanted to taste it, because I was.
Yeah.
And of course. He figured, well, if I taste it, I won't like it.
Yeah.
And I won't ask him anymore.
Yeah.
It worked.
Yeah.
But then, 30 years later, now it's nostalgic. Drinking a Busch Light, it makes me remember. It's like I'm 3 again, playing on the arcades at the bar. You can't be so disgusted just because I like beer. I mean, there's a lot of people that like beer. I'm not alone. You make me feel like a freak.
Freak.
You know?
You're trying to make me feel like a freak for liking the vape. Lots of people vape.
It's out of defense because of how much you judge me for having a beer every full moon.
You started attacking me for the vape first. At the beginning of the podcast, you said, do you think your vape is what's messing up your sinuses? I didn't say anything about the beer to warrant that. You came out of left field with that shit.
Not on the flavor, though.
What?
Well, okay. So, because I was more my criticism was more based on like coughing and you know
It's because we
symptoms.
lived in a room with no ventilation for like 2 months.
That's what it was, for real. That's probably what it was. Honestly, I think
Yeah.
that's what it was. Okay.
There was no air in there.
I know. I think we lost years of life
Yeah.
living in a small carpeted room with 2 dogs, and
I'm only gonna live to 36 now.
we had that one window.
Yeah. And then every time I opened the window, the neighbor's dogs would be like, "Oh yeah, this is a good time to scream."
They sounded insane. The way that guy was like, he was doing some type of voodoo ritual sometimes. It sounded
Lily,
like,
Lily, come here, Lily. Just like for 5 minutes.
that's the only dog's name that I heard. I think those other huge beasts were just unnamed. Dog 1 and Dog 2.
Yeah. Well, one of them was the dog from the Sandlot, and then the other one was a rat.
No, there was 2 big ones,
Yeah.
and then there was one little one.
Yeah. Well, how do you know Lily is the little one? How do you know Lily isn't the big one?
No, I don't know which one was Lily. I didn't venture to. Actually, you're right. I did assume that Lily would be the way that he called it was so, like, come here, little Lily. I figured if it was dog 1, it was like, sir.
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 Yeah, I got a dog so big, I gotta call it sir.
You gotta be respectful. You're gonna bite your face off.
Yeah.
Your Honor.
That would be a funny name for a dog, Your Honor.
Your Majesty. Father.
Yeah, why'd you name your dog Daddy, you freak? Yeah, let me move my chair. Okay. It was like angled away. Anyways.
That's right. Good.
Do what?
That's good.
Yeah, unlike your fucking beer. Just kidding. The thing is like...
Yeah, it has to be something deeper than, like, the flavor of it or the smell of it. It has to be something psychological, I think. Or somebody that drank beer that you really don't vibe with.
A lot of my dad's family drank beer and smelled like beer all the time. My stepdad drank beer.
You don't drink it no more? He's sober now?
No, he still drinks, but my mom really gets onto him for it.
Oh, okay.
I'm like, fuck off.
I see.
I'm not like her because she acts like he's getting drunk. I know you're not getting drunk. My whole thing is just I hate the smell of it and I hate the taste of it. But it's not like I think you're getting drunk. You have a problem like that.
And there's no beer that you can tolerate the smell of, right? There's not even a single.
No, it's all beer. It all has that nasty fucking piss aroma.
It's pretty good. This is 1897. How can they be wrong? You know how many generations that is? Like 2 or 3 or 6. I'm not good at math. What is it, like?
Yeah.
6?
Yeah, you know how many generations of my family have been racist? I think they're still wrong.
What do you think? How many years is a generation? I guess it's like
60?
60. They assume you're gonna die at 60.
Yeah.
So 3 generations. It's kind of funny though, because they have an Aztec warrior on here. I'm like, that's definitely before 1897.
Yeah. Was that his name?
What?
1897?
Yeah. But a lot of beers, especially the Spanish ones, they say like special, especial.
Mm-hmm.
It's not that special if they're all special, man.
Yeah.
Anyways, we'll move on. We want to talk about SpongeBob or something.
Bang.
Fruit by the foot or something.
Nah. I am
stuck in your elementary days, like.
I do kind of want more of that cereal I got over there. You can't see it on the screen, but I got in the other chair over here. There's a big sack of knockoff Captain Crunch just begging me.
It's better than Captain Crunch, man. It's colossal crunch. You know how much crunch that is?
It's pretty fucking good.
And they don't have a captain. You know who needs a captain?
Yeah, this is Captain Crunch
orders?
after the mutiny.
This is a dishonorably discharged crunch. It's like neglected by the VA crunch. Just
yeah, Captain Crunch with no legs sitting on 6th Street.
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be kind of funny. Just a disheveled, just disgraced, disgraced crunch.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the captain, he probably did have a lot of health issues, like the, shredded roof of his mouth.
Yeah. It does take a toll. Not as bad as the mini wheats, though. Frosted mini wheats.
Yeah.
Those will... you won't even have a roof of your mouth anymore. It'll be like a tornado came through.
Yeah.
No roof.
An F5.
Don't say that.
Finger of God.
Yeah. Frosted mini wheats have made me bleed before.
Really?
Yeah.
You're supposed to use your teeth, not the roof. You're trying to...
I put a lot of food in my mouth at one time because I'm about efficiency.
Yeah. I never bled from cereal, man. I mean,
You
it's
ain't
funny
trying hard enough.
it's funny to pretend like it happens, but I never actually...
Yeah. All right, well.
From shredded? You're getting shredded from the mini wheat?
Yeah, the mini wheats shredded me, man.
Oh, strawberry milk. No.
Shredded mini wheats. The wheats have shredded me many times.
Well, it was even the mini ones. I guess the mini ones have more edges.
Yeah.
You need that one biscuit, that one boy. That single biscuit boy, right?
I remember there were times where we didn't have much other food in the house, and we had the full size shredded mini wheats, but no milk. So I'd
Wait, it's not shredded at that point. It's just wheat, I think.
Wheat cubes. So frosted.
They wouldn't even frost them because they're so no children's eating this.
No, they were frosted. They were frosted.
Can you imagine they were just
wheats.
One cereal box sized wheat rectangle?
They do sell those.
Really?
Yeah, I saw a picture on Instagram. But anyways, we would only have the frosted wheat cereal and no other food. And no milk. So I would take it and I would just put one in my mouth and I would just suck on it until it dissolved enough that I could eat it.
Yeah, just gourmet.
Or just with water, put it in your mouth and then drink some water and let it kind of soak and break it down.
Just neglected. No wonder. Okay, so if you're eating the stuff dry, yeah, it could. I just never ate wheat.
Well, it's because at first
cereal.
I didn't have the soaking technique. I was I'm just gonna eat this. Oh nom nom nom, just annihilating my mouth. So, and then I was oh wait, no, you gotta put it frosted side up. Frosted side has to be up on the roof because that protects it from the wheat side.
Oh!
And then
that layer of protection.
Yeah, and then you generate spit in your mouth and you soak it like a fly before it eats food, and then you can eat it.
Or you could just find a new family.
Think I did a look.
You put your own picture on milk cartons.
Did you ever try to run away when you were little?
Yeah. I ran to my dad's girlfriend's house. That was
Oh, you had a plan?
It was a bad one. It was first grade?
Yeah.
And my dad's girlfriend lived in the same apartment complex.
Yeah.
So yeah, I ran across the courtyard to my dad's girlfriend's.
You'll never find me.
And I'm just crying I don't want to go home.
Yeah.
But she was nicer to me at that time.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have a lot of empathy for when he was my age, 8, he was already raising all of his brothers and sisters, and
yeah.
Had been told that he was going to be nothing but a shoe repairman. So, he had no empathy for my little problems.
Yeah. That's a problem. Whenever your parents go through too much shit, then they have no tolerance for you being a child and going through less.
And I know there's definitely people who have had worse childhoods than my dad. My dad's sounds rough, but to him, it's the roughest. There's nothing that could be worse.
Yeah.
Imagine one of these Ukraine babies, you know, just
Yeah, or like even in the U.S., there's like people I know that got raped by their dad every night. Not me. It's not me. It was consensual, but other people. I'm just kidding. Joke is joke. But anyways.
yeah, that's real humor right there. Yep. Fucking your dad. How about that?
Waka waka.
Just Fozzie Bear just fucking your own dad. How about that? Waka waka. But tomato.
But no, everybody
Fucks their dad.
and poops at the same time. But anyways, it's all like it's all relative. But for me, it's like, I don't know, that was just like something my parents always used, like, oh well, I grew up in a group home and they group beat the shit out of me.
Yeah. They tag teamed me like the Dudley Boys, put me through tables.
It's so crazy to me how people can watch, right? They can watch Kill Tony every week and they can see people that are just like them, that think they're funny, that came all the way from such and such to see the show, and they love the show and they're such big fans, and this is their first time doing comedy, and they're god awful and they get destroyed.
Yeah.
And then they watch that and they're like, I'm gonna be the one. I'm gonna do better. And then they fucking they bomb.
Yeah.
And they get destroyed. And I get that. That's what people like to watch. But it's like the ones watching are also the ones DMing me like, oh yeah, I love Kill Tony so much. I want to try comedy. And it's like, don't you see the point?
Yeah.
Don't you see that you're not supposed to do comedy? Fucking Brad, you normal person.
Well, at least not in that format. 1 minute in front of like a sold out hostile audience, a lot of the kind of, with like professional headliners on the stage.
When will you learn?
Yeah.
When will you learn that you're not fucking funny?
Mm-hmm. And like people cheer that it's your first time because it's like, oh, good, this is your first of thousands of times, and you'll probably get good after many times. But it's always like the only time they ever do it, and then they're like, oh, I guess I'm not funny then. It's like, you weren't funny the first time you ever did stand up.
But I think, okay, your first time doing stand up, did you get laughs?
I got an applause break.
Okay, my first time doing stand up, I got laughs throughout my set. I had a good first set. I think that your first time doing stand-up is indicative of whether or not you're funny. Now, the crowd, that can vary. So if it's a shitty crowd and they're ignoring everyone all night, and that doesn't count. But if there's a good crowd and it's your first time and you go up and you can't get a single laugh, don't go back. You're not meant for it. Because that's your first time. That's still you. That's your instincts.
Right.
If you completely lack instincts enough to get just a single laugh, quit.
Yeah, like I knew it wasn't great, and I feel like a lot of people did the first time. They don't know that it's not good. Mm-hmm. You know, they like, people are chuckling and they're like, oh, that was probably pretty good.
Yeah.
And I think I was comparing myself to the other people that would go up at this really popular open mic, and I was like, I have to do as good as them, and if it's not as good as them, then it's not good.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't do that. They don't compare themselves to like the best people on that same mic or show. They compare themselves to like, what's the worst case scenario? Like absolute nothing.
Silence. Yeah.
Like comics would be like, I gotta laugh.
Like whenever
a laugh, one singular laugh.
Yeah. And it's like not to what's the word? Not to brag, not to flex, but I would say like my first set, I had one of the better sets of the mic.
Yeah.
Maybe not the best. I can't say I didn't stay for the whole mic, but like
you're already like too big to stay for the mic. You're like, first time, got up, had another spot, you know?
Yeah, no, I had to go throw up after, but no, and like people were like, oh, that was really good, I haven't seen you before, and I'm like, yeah, it was my first time. Like, what, it's your first time? So like, I don't know, I just feel like a lot of the time I can tell by looking at someone if they're funny or not, and then you can tell by if they go up.
By looking at them?
A lot of the time, yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
You are right a lot of time. Whenever you see someone, sometimes, especially a girl, and you're like, I know that she's not gonna be funny, and I'm like, kind of rooting for her, just to
give
like,
her a chance, give her a chance, and she's like, and it's like, yeah, it's not funny. She's just trying to be hot. That's the whole set.
yeah.
I know bitches, but have I been wrong?
Nah, not really.
Thank you.
But then also, most people aren't funny.
Exactly. Most people aren't. But women keep doing it.
But we are.
Anyways. But the thing is that non-funny women get through the cracks a lot easier and get booked on shows because bookers want to fuck them, or they think they're hot, or they want to make the flyer better. Like, there's a lot of comics, like female comics, that get booked on shows, and I can tell that they're just a fucking flyer hire. Like, they're just there.
Yeah, I love when someone gets more likes on their picture of them on stage than they do on the video of them doing stand-up.
Yeah, oh my gosh, it's so funny to me. Yeah, they're like, oh, look at that, her ass looks fat, and then, like, you know, video of the girl actually telling the joke, and they're like, oh.
Why is your ass to the crowd?
Yeah.
It's like girls doing stand-up backwards, just over their shoulder, like, so, you ever notice how...
Yeah.
I'd watch that, but not for comedy, you know?
Yeah. It just makes me mad, because the thing is that so many unfunny women get through because, you know, just because they're women.
Yeah.
And then whenever I show up for anything, people assume that's what I am too. People treat me like that's what I am. I'm like, oh yeah, you do stand. That's cute. That's cool. That's nice you do that. And I'm like, I'm fucking better than you. But people don't take you seriously as a female comic because they fucking let all these dog shit women get booked.
Want to name them?
I'll give them new names.
Just kidding. It's kind of funny though too, because you don't have to. I think you think most women are terrible at comedy.
Yeah, most are. Most people are terrible at comedy, but especially women. And the thing is that there probably are a lot of funny women that will never try stand up because they don't have the same delusion that a lot of men have.
Yeah.
Men have so much delusion, and because men see stand up and they see it's men all the time, they go, oh well, he's doing stand up, I'm a dude, I can also do stand up. Bert Kreischer's funny, I'm a drunk, I'll be funny. And whereas like women are so discouraged from doing it. Like, even for a long time I had that misconception where it's like, oh well, women comics are never funny and all they do is talk about their pussy and this and that. And it's like, largely that is true.
It is holding y'all back, right? Like,
but my argument is, okay, but how many female comics do you think there are that don't do that? There's a reason those women that do it are famous, and that's because that's all people want. People don't care about your fucking opinions. People don't care what I think about
a woman's opinions.
They don't care what I think about the government or whatever. They want to hear about your sex life. That's all people really give a shit about. I've done shows for crowds where I tried to talk about stuff that like was not about sex, and they just like weren't listening. And then whenever I brought up sex, all of a sudden they're listening.
Yeah. Man, do you think that really is the case?
Then, I mean, if it's like, not the case, then why is
I'm not going to say my material is so great or whatever, but do you really think that if you told some of my jokes that aren't about sex at all, that people would just like wouldn't listen to them because you're a woman?
I'm not saying that they wouldn't listen, but, and I have some success sometimes where like I'm okay and I don't have to do the jokes about sex. Like it's touch and go. It's different at every show, but don't you think it's interesting that almost every famous female comic is one of those dirty sex comics? They didn't make themselves famous.
Well, there's a lot that aren't, you know, like Ellen wasn't, Maria Bamford isn't, Taylor Tomlinson isn't.
Yeah. So 3?
I mean, Wanda Sykes doesn't talk about sex.
Okay, now take out the gay ones. Straight female comic that doesn't talk about sex. Also, Taylor Tomlinson does talk about sex. Look at You, the name of her special, is about sex.
But it's clean though, right? She's clean, pretty much.
Not really, no. I mean, Look at You is from a joke where she's like, I was having sex with a guy and he put me on top, and then he was like, look at you. It's from a joke about sex, so she does talk about sex.
I mean, but not primarily, right? Not that much.
No, not primarily.
I mean,
okay, but straight comics. So what, you had Taylor Tomlinson.
Well, I know Nikki Glaser don't talk about anything about sex.
What?
Fortune Feimster, there's no way she's talking about sex.
No, she does.
Okay. Well, and she's not straight.
Yeah.
Jesse Kirsten, she don't talk about sex that much.
No, not that much. Also, she's gay.
Goddamn. I think that's mostly the thing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, straight female comedians. There's not a lot.
Straight female comedians that don't talk about sex. Straight female comedians that do talk about sex.
Well, you can be the first.
That doesn't talk about sex?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm going to still talk about it, but it's not my whole act. Do you think that's my whole act?
No.
Okay. It's not fair that I should be barred from talking about a subject just because of how other women do comedy, you know?
I think it's boring at this point talking about sex on stage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I think it's just predictable and like, you know, are you gonna say cum again or blowjob or anal?
Yeah.
It's like open micer stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I like, you know, not being able to predict what the person's gonna talk about.
Yeah.
I think it's more interesting.
Yeah. And I mean, I talk about it a lot less now than I did before.
Yeah. When you're starting out, it's mostly getting laughs. And that's most important. And then you find your voice. And then it's more about crafting, getting them to laugh at you as opposed to like knowing they're going to laugh at cum.
Mm-hmm.
Poop. I mean, anyone could just do up on stage. Poop.
Yeah. But anyways, my point is and female comics don't make themselves famous. They get famous for a reason, and that's because people think them talking about sex is funny.
Oh, Joan Rivers didn't talk about sex too much. She was pretty clean.
She's a fucking alien of a human.
When she was young, she was pretty good.
Yeah. No, she was pretty good, but it's just an odd number of women, you know, that make it just through being super dirty.
Yeah.
But that's because there's a market for it. And I would say that's the easiest market as a woman to go for. I don't want that market. Like, I don't want to just be like disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a market, and it's obviously a viable one.
It's easy.
It's easy.
Yeah. But I know you have stuff to say that doesn't have to do with that.
Yeah.
You know?
Not about cutting myself or
Mm-hmm.
how much I hate myself or doing drugs. Wholesome stuff.
You hate yourself, right? Not just do you hate yourself. You hate yourself so much. How much do you hate yourself? You hate yourself so much, don't you? You just hate yourself.
This is a bit. What is this?
No, I'm just... Because you say that a lot. You say that you hate yourself a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to call bullshit. I don't think you hate yourself as much as you say.
I hate myself less than I used to.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I feel like comics, we kind of love ourselves because we go on stage like everyone needs to watch me speak. And I feel if I hated myself, I'd be like, I don't even want to watch me speak. I wouldn't speak.
I think you come from a different place with comedy than I do. Because you go up with that notion that people need to hear me speak. I usually, at least I started going up and more go up with the thought, I need to make other people happy. I need to make other people laugh.
Interesting.
It's not about, I want them to hear me. I think my opinions matter. I don't give a shit. I want to make them happy. I need validation.
My validation comes from, like, I'm going to be myself and people are going to enjoy it.
Yeah, no. I mean, it makes me happier if I can be myself. And I'm not being anyone else. Like, I'm not that desperate for validation. But it is mostly because, like, it makes me feel good. I want validation from these people. I want them to think that I'm funny. I want to make them laugh.
Now, do you just want them to think you're funny, or do you want them to think you're smart, too? Do you ever...
I think it's more, I would just want them to think I'm funny. But I think that whenever people think you're funny, thinking you're smart is kind of inherently included in that.
Not always. A lot of times they laugh at you. They don't think you're smart. They're laughing because they think you're dumb.
Okay. When I say I want people to think I'm funny, I mean with me. I never mean at me. I don't want people to think I'm, like, stupid.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. To me, funny, like, okay, like retarded people.
Sure.
It's like you'll laugh at them sometimes. Like
You
sometimes
will?
they'll.
You're not supposed to do that.
Fucking tell me, that's my favorite. I can't stop. But
No, you laugh with them. You know, they spilled mustard all over themselves. You know, you laugh with them.
Anyways, but like
give them a high five. And laugh.
Like really stupid people, where it's like you laugh because they are so stupid. That it's not really funny to me. Like,
there's some comics that, like, you watch them and everyone's laughing at unintentional things because the person just said something so stupid.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest laughs.
Yeah.
And that's...
I don't ever want that. That is not what I'm going for. I don't want to be laughed at. I want to be laughed with.
I've seen that before. They're like, what's so funny?
What's so funny?
What's so
during
funny?
A stand-up set.
What's so funny is my favorite thing to hear a comedian say on stage to a laughing audience.
Yeah.
It's getting, like, irritated. Like,
Yeah.
what's so funny? What are y'all laughing Just so lost and just, like...
Yeah. Unaware. No. It's never my intention. But... No, I don't think...
This one time someone said, y'all ever heard of the royal family? And everyone started busting out laughing.
Oh, yeah. I think I know who you're talking about.
Y'all heard of Tinder? And they don't mean... Actually, it's kind of a hilarious thing to say.
Yeah.
If you mean it as a joke.
Yeah.
But it's like, y'all on Tinder? It's like... That's only funny, ironically, in 2023.
Yeah.
It's been around since when? Like 20...
Yeah.
10?
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all heard of this app that's been around for the last 12 years that's not even really popular anymore because it's ran its course? You heard of this?
You seen this? Man, I used to have Kid Tinder whenever it was...
What?
They had Kid Tinder. You never had Kid Tinder? You ever had Child Tinder?
Dino Tender?
Yeah.
Little dinosaur nuggets?
I wish.
No, it's called Nugget.
That's funny. That is funny. Nugget. But no, they had it for, I forget what exactly the age range was, but it was
0 to...
infinity.
And beyond.
Sorry. It was,
Do the coughs taste like mango?
no, they taste like phlegm I can't get out of my chest cavity. Anyways.
Back to...
So I had Kid Tinder, and it was, I feel like maybe I've talked about it before on here, but it was a Tinder, like, app version.
It's Tinder.
It's Tinder, but it was a version of the app for people under 18. I think it was, like, 12 to 17.
Okay.
And I would, like, use it, and there were, like, kids from my school, and I would, like, swipe, and, like, nobody would fucking swipe right on me. And, but...
What? There was this kid Tinder?
There was child Tinder, yeah.
Well, oh, God.
And so I was using it, and then, like, there were a couple of times where I would, like, I'd match with somebody, and then they'd tell me they were an adult. Like, there's, like, one time I was talking to someone, and they're like, oh.
Hey, you respect, at least
they're
keeping
like,
it real.
I mean, I appreciate it, but also I reported the shit out of them.
No respect.
But they were like, there's one guy, he was like, oh, what do you like to do? And I was like, I like drawing and I like to go bowling. And he was like, oh, yeah, well, we can go bowling. By the way, just so you know, I'm 23. I'm 23. Is that okay? I was in 8th grade at the time.
Yeah. Well, at your age, that's probably intriguing, right? You're like, oh, good.
At 13.
They have a car.
13 years old? Not really. I wasn't sad enough yet. Dad was still alive. That's the key factor. Father was alive.
Okay. So what these 23-year-olds need to do is go through the
kill
obituaries.
My dad.
looking for targets in the obituaries.
Yeah,
like,
looking through the survived bys.
Yeah. And they put the age on there sometimes too.
Yeah.
Survived by. And
yeah.
then it's like, you know.
But yeah, so I was like, I like to go bowling, and he was like, oh, okay, well, we could do that. That sounds fun. By the way, I'm 23. I hope that's okay with you. And then I was like, I'll report. So
that's good. I'm glad.
Yeah, I didn't.
I hope that's okay with you.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if it's okay with me. It's not okay. Period.
Yeah.
You know, you never told me you like bowling.
Me?
Yeah.
Well, that's because I don't.
Yeah.
No, it's okay. I mean, bowling's fun, but it's kind of expensive.
Is that why you think I can't afford to take us bowling?
Look, man.
You do like bowling. For your birthday at Dave and Buster's, there was that was the highlight of the party. It was bowling focused.
Can we buy milk so I don't have to eat dry cereal? Can we do that before we go bowling?
But the thing is, see,
even talking about
it,
man.
You act like I don't got milk money, but it's because you can't drink milk. You gotta have unmilked milk.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah,
I can drink milk. I'm just gonna have hot farts all day.
Are there any kind of farts? I'm just kidding.
No.
Are there any other kind of farts?
Yeah, there's different. There's warm farts, and then
I'm
there's
pretending like they're all hot.
Spicy. Oh, like attractive, like you want to rail one like a line of fucking yayo. Oh yeah. So, what did you think of Everything Everywhere All at Once?
It was a lot to watch at 2 a.m. after I had only slept like 3 hours the night before. And like 45 minutes in, I'm like, good God.
You hated it 45 minutes in.
I hated it, yeah. It starts very slow.
Yeah.
And I think they're trying to kind of accentuate how boring their life is to then add all this insanity on top of it.
Yeah.
But no, I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was really beautiful to look at. Mm-hmm. And I like movies that make me cry. I like melodrama. Mm-hmm. So as soon as they're like being sweet to each other and stuff towards the end, that's when I start to be like, all right, that's where I'm coming. You know what I mean? That's not, you know, whack, but like my face is coming, you know?
Yeah.
I always cry during movies. You ever
always?
Like all those kinds of, when they want you to cry, if I'm enjoying it.
Slut.
Not every movie. Not, you know, Dumb and Dumber.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, the most annoying sound in the world, you know.
Yeah.
You haven't seen it, but yeah, I didn't cry during Tommy Boy. Might have been a part of Tommy Boy though, you know. But he's got the love interest.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So yeah, I cried a little bit. It was no Joy Luck Club, but
yeah,
you know.
Yeah, Asian mothers with their daughters really be making me cry.
Yeah, you're on a Asian mothers with their daughters kick? You think?
I mean, that's just the last couple of movies we've
But do you relate to them?
Yeah, except for the part where they make up.
Yeah. You're still young.
She ain't.
She's not that old.
50? Wait, holy shit. Is she 54 now? 1969.
Nice.
right? But January 1969. How old is she?
Yeah, 54.
Fuck, that bitch is old, man. She was like 50 last year. What happened?
Hey, man, after 50, it goes by 4.
Yeah.
Everybody knows that.
Yeah.
They say black don't crack, Asian don't.
Love you.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I like the movie where it's like, sorry, it's a girl.
Yeah, that was really funny. Her memories. Yeah. Sorry, it's a girl.
But nowadays they don't say anything. They say it's not determined yet. We'll have to wait until it can speak.
It's alive.
Yeah, it's breathing.
It's a boy. It's a girl. It's not gonna make it. It's a.
It's in a better place.
Is it a boy or a girl? It's in a better place. What time is it?
It's 6:50, 6:57.
Okay. All right.
What time is the mic? 10.
Doors are at 8.
Yeah. When sign up?
I don't know.
Interesting.
Might be at doors. I don't know.
You gonna stay there for 2 hours to wait to go up?
Why not?
You can do it.
Hang out.
Yeah, why don't you go hang?
Mingle.
Hang-a-lang. Brian.
Mingle with my dingle.
Yeah, make some moves, you know.
Yeah. And Brian, Texas, watch out.
Well,
hopefully, man, it's hard, like, dumbing shit down for a crowd.
yeah.
Yeah, for anybody listening, if you don't know, Bryan, Texas is full of mongoloid fucking...
But they got money.
Okay, I'm sorry. Monopoly mongoloids. Mongoloid moguls.
Monopoly mongoloids.
Mogoloids.
Mogoloids. Nice.
Yeah. So, my railroad tycoons that got hit by the train. And they're the dumbest. Because it's like, I thought Houston was dumb. And then I performed in Bryan, Texas. I was like, God damn.
My favorite is seeing somebody lean over and whisper in someone's ear.
Yeah.
And then for them to start laughing.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That's how you know you got a good, smart joke, right? When you tell the joke, and you got to wait for it to... It's like a game of telephone. And by the end of the telephone game, the joke that they're hearing, it's even probably funnier than what you said, man. Because, you know? You ever tell a joke?
No.
Then... And then they're laughing at it, but they totally misunderstood it.
Yeah.
That ever happened to you? That like someone's like, I love this joke. They tell you why it's funny.
Yeah, they explain it and they explain
and it's like,
it
that's
wrong.
not what. Yeah. It's like,
yeah.
That's a pretty good joke, then, man. It's funny in layers. You know.
Yeah, I was looking at my my
own
clip.
asshole in the mirror. Sorry.
It's been a week or so. I need to check it out. I like to.
That's why you don't got to go to the doctor. You give yourself. You know that.
Say I keep tabs on it, but I think if your asshole has tabs, you need to go to a doctor.
Yeah.
But no, I was watching my set from Houston. I think it was one of the best of shows, and I said the thing where I'm like, I don't drink water, but I do use a bong, so I think I'm good. Yeah. And then some guy in the crowd was like, it has water in it. And I was like, that's the joke, sir. And like that got a really big laugh, but like somebody was actually dumb enough to think that he was like, I have a tag for you. I know how to manufacture it.
They start spinning their own propeller hats. And like,
yeah. Yeah, all the audience members in Bryan need to wear propeller hats, and if they misbehave, a bouncer can just come and flick it and they fly off.
Yo, yeah. That would be. I wish they're that strong. You could just flick them and they go fly into the sun.
Yeah.
Oh man, Thickerus, because he's, you know.
All right, no, here's what it is. The propeller hat. It's like the propeller hat has a propeller, and then on the back it has a crank.
Yeah. Oh, you like to wind it up.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
dying. The bouncer comes up behind them and he spins the crank and he winds them up. And then they pick up the crowd member like from his sitting position to like they lay him horizontal. And then they let go. He's like, near.
They shoot him off.
Yeah, and he's out of there.
Out the door. Give him a few extra cranks and he gets all the way home. That's
yeah.
That's nice. I want that hat. Free ride. You drunk, fly home, man.
Yeah.
That's the next thing.
What?
That's the next thing, man.
I'm sick of comedy shows where the audience gets to do shit to the comic. I want shows where the comic does shit to the audience.
Yeah.
I want a show where they give me a paintball in the beginning.
Paintball gun.
A paintball gun. And then whenever I see somebody who's a little
you see someone not laugh.
Slow on the uptake.
Yeah.
Don't. What do you do for a living? Work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who'd you vote for? Who'd you vote for?
Hit you with that.
Oh, yeah.
Why a paintball gun? Why not just the AK?
All right. How was this comedy, man? She lit up the room.
She murdered.
Yeah.
No, I don't condone that, killing people.
Everyone peed their pants.
Eventually.
What are other things? Paintball gun.
It's like a Nerf. What about Nerf? Is that that's not enough? Wait. Water balloon.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like I get on, I immediately do that, and they're like, "What was that for?" I'm like, "Your makeup looked too nice."
Yeah, you just only the pretty girls in the audience get hit,
yeah,
just hitting with the water balloons.
Yeah. Yeah, and then they have a lot of shows where if the comic is doing bad, the crowd has a way to get them off stage, like a gong or a buzzer or something like that.
The Sandman, the Apollo.
Yeah, I want a little cane for every audience member. And if you ain't laughing, you ain't staying.
What does the cane do?
We grab my the fucking neck.
Oh, okay.
Actually, the cane is just to beat them with.
Oh.
Every time they don't laugh, they get a fucking crack to the
lashing.
back of the head. Yeah.
No, that's what I want, is after the show, the tally of everyone, the amount of jokes they missed, and then, with a whip.
Yeah.
And it's a meet and greet. And one by one, it's like, okay,
meet and beat?
Yeah. And they miss 7 jokes, in front of their family. Whack! Whack!
Yeah.
Hell yeah. And how about this? If you take all the lashings, you get your money back.
Yeah.
I'm getting off, man. Who needs money if you get to beat the shit out of people?
It's fair.
With a whip? Oof.
My friend, did I tell you about my friend in high school had a bullwhip that he made? It was like this giant Indiana Jones whip that he made.
Yeah.
And it was like after school, and I was like waiting for somebody to come pick me up. He's like, "You want to see my bullwhip?" And I was like, is that a euphemism? He's like, "No, I have a bullwhip." And I'm like, "Okay." And then we went out to his car. He takes out this fucking Indiana Jones whip, and he's like, it sounded like a gunshot.
Yeah.
It was so loud. And then he was like, "Yeah, I made it." And then he just puts it back.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was cool.
You made it, huh?
Yeah. That's the thing about taking a shop class, is that your classmates will just like make cool shit sometimes, like outside of class too. Like they're good with their hands.
Yeah.
One kid's final project for the year was a shrimp smoker. So imagine like a smoker, like a grill. Yeah. But made for one shrimp.
Oh. For a single shrimp? Like shrimp shaped?
It wasn't shrimp shaped. It was shrimp sized though.
Yeah.
Like it was just like a smoker, but like shrimp sized.
Okay.
And he was like, "Yeah, so I could smoke one shrimp at a time." for 6 hours.
That's kind of nice, though. You know, you always got shrimp. You know, you always got it. Anticipation of shrimp. One shrimp.
That shrimp had to be fire, though, by the time it was done.
And you can always eat. You know what? You could, for like the rest of your life, you could. I mean, you could always eat one shrimp every 6 hours. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I want one.
Yeah.
The
It's
one in
weird.
shrimp.
He was.
The one in shrimp.
He said he was gay in high school, but then he kept trying to hit me up to smong.
That's different. People don't usually fake that they're gay.
He had a boyfriend.
Yeah.
And we talked about fucking dudes. So, like, he was gay, but then I guess he straightened out. I don't know what happened, but...
Yeah, I think there's a prayer, I think, is what it is. You know, come, Lord Jesus, only to women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he tried to
I
click...
be sinning.
Tried to click convert to PDF, but he converted himself to...
Straight.
DTF.
DTF chicks again.
Yeah.
Well, good for him. I'm sure his family is happy. You know, like...
Oh, man.
You know when, like,
his
people come
family's
out?
just like, you had us in the first half, not gonna lie.
Yeah. No, because, like, people, whenever they come out to their family, and they're like, oh, we love you, we love you, we love you. And then if they, like, 5 years later, they're like, you know what, I'm straight again. They're like, thank God. We love you way more.
That's funny. Yeah.
Not that it should be right, but I feel like whenever your family is saying they love you because of something like that, it means that they'd love you more if you weren't.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, why do they feel like they have to tell you, we still love you? Like, wait.
Yeah.
Why is it? Well, you still...
Why was it on the table?
Yeah.
Yeah. Luckily, my family can just ignore bisexuality completely because I mostly date men.
Yeah.
They just don't care. So I'm like, cool.
Well, no, I mean...
Or like sometimes it'll come up like, and you're like watching the news or whatever TV show, and then it's like, I'm bisexual, and they're like, that's fucking bullshit. That doesn't exist. And I'm just like, I came out to you 6 years ago, but okay.
Yeah, you don't prove it enough. Let's see. Prove it. Prove it.
Yeah.
Every time you go out by yourself, I'm like, she better come home with a...
Little bitch.
Yeah.
I can't. I've never been able to pick up women. Any woman I've got has been a secondhand woman that one of my roommates threw me after they were like done with her. They were like, she's annoying. Can you hang out with her?
That sucks. Yeah, all your like stories of being with chicks, like, they're depressing. It's like, yeah, I was with this old lady, or like this, it's like used tampon.
Yeah. You talking about Sue? I told you about Sue, right?
Jeez.
Sue was a giant woman.
I feel like if you're bisexual, like the women should at least be better looking than the men. Like prettier.
Sue was a giant lady.
Oh, she was tall. Okay.
No.
Just wide.
She was,
Deep.
she
3-dimensional.
She was a wide lady. She was a rotund woman.
2-bedroom, 1 bath.
1 nipple ring.
That's right.
And then afterwards, she showed me pictures of all 5 of her kids.
Sweet.
Yeah.
After?
Yeah.
Nice.
Not before, at least.
Yeah. During?
Yeah. Ugh.
Wait, show me Steve again. Ooh.
I once had somebody show me it was a 20-minute video of a Post Malone concert they took their daughter to. I think we got through like 3 minutes of it before I was like, all right, I can't.
Man, you're watching Post Malone.
Yeah. Post-mortem Malone.
Man.
People have no, like, self-awareness.
Just try, you see a girl you like, just, what you got to lose? You already got a boyfriend. Not anymore.
The thing with girls, though, is that you can't tell if they're gay or not sometimes.
Well, I mean, just like...
Sometimes they're just nice, and they'll flirt with you, but then they're actually straight.
You've had your heart broken?
Yeah.
Yeah. Try it out, though,
Not in Bryan. I don't think there's a lot of gay chicks in Bryan.
I mean, they might. I mean, there's a lot of, like, Bryan's, like, got the money. It's a lot of, like, people who are married for money, with a man.
I'm not gonna home wreck.
I mean, most fellas, I don't think get mad.
I'm not gonna dissolve a marriage just so I can give someone head.
That would be selfish.
Yeah.
Take somebody's mother away.
Yeah,
So
just
you
so
can-
my jaw can get tired. I'm not gonna
Yeah,
fucking...
it's a lose-lose.
Yeah.
Okay. But just saying, go try to,
So like a pimp.
throw something at the wall, see if it sticks,
No. I'm not good with women. I'm terrible with women.
All right, maybe I'll start charming these girls and then handing them off to you, like a quarterback, and you're the running
you're
back.
like, I'm gonna fumble it every time. Be like, this is my girlfriend Shelby. I'm like,
I'll keep talking to them through the whole thing,
yeah, are you gonna put your hand up my ass and act like I'm a dummy, like a ventriloquist?
Yeah.
You're like drinking water. Yeah.
But people usually like you, but you're just very reserved at first. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But practice makes perfect,
Mm-hmm.
You've been more social lately.
You think?
Fuck if I know, honestly. I mean, you told me you hung out the other day.
Yeah. Yeah, I said like 8 or 9 sentences.
Start slow. That's okay. Let's go get some dinner.
Please.
Okay. It's been fun. What do you want to eat?
What?
What do you want to eat?
What?
Wait, you're full now, huh? After crunching the cap.
No, what did you say?
What do you want to eat?
What?